All right, so let's moving on to more compounds. This one we call a polyatomic ions, which a group of atoms with charges. Okay, so if you look at the periodic table, so the following can form polyatomic ions. In this case, we call oxyanion because they combine itself with oxygen, so we call oxyanion. All right, so we have carbon, the CO3 2 minus, nitrogen NO3 minus. We have phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, bromine, iodine. This guy can form oxyanion with oxygen. And I'm gonna ask you to memorize the formula and the charge of these guys. These are the main ones. It's the must you have to do this. It's like you take a language class, and these are letters that you have to know. Okay. All right, the first one, CO3 2 minus, we call it carbonate. All right, so carbon and 8, add 8 at the end. So NO3 minus, so this is nitrogen, we call it nitrate. And you can guess now, SO4 2 minus, that we call sulfate. You probably heard sulfuric acid. We will get to the acid later, right? And so this is sulfate. We have chlorate, ClO3 minus, and phosphate, PO4 3 minus. Okay, so these are the must. You need to know the name, the formula, and the charge. All right. So this one you probably have seen before. Maybe at least half this you have seen before. For example, hydroxide, sodium hydroxide, OH minus. Right, you know that. Cyanide, some people have seen that before, Cn minus. Right, these are all anion. So negative charge. Acetate, C2H3O2 minus. You might be familiar with acetic acid. This one got a hydrogen on it and become an acid. We'll talk about acid in later. We have ammonium ion. This is a cation. Okay. All right. So these are, you need to know this. All right. So if you don't know this, you have to go look back to your note. It just takes too much time. You know the formula and the name save you so much time. Okay. So these are the must you need to oxyanion right here. Right. And guess what? If you know this, that's a trick. Something about this later. I'll teach you later. But this is a must. You need to know this is 5 of this. All right. And acetate and ammonium. These two. All right. Now, provide a name for each of the following compounds. All right. So we got. Try guess by yourself first. I know it doesn't. Those names don't stick yet. Right. Right now you can go looking back and right if you don't remember it. But at least you get to use it often. Okay. Do this on your own. Pause the video and then check with me. All right. So we have sodium and nitrogen with as an oxyanion. So go back right here. This is oxyanion. Nitrogen we call nitrate. All right. Carbon we call carbonate. Sulfur sulfate. Chlorine chlorate. Phosphorus phosphate. So we go sodium nitrate right here. Right. We have calcium carbonate or limestone. Sodium sulfate. Right. We got potassium and phosphate. Okay. We have lithium hydroxide, sodium cyanide, ammonium nitrate. Now we can start mix them up now. Ammonium chlorate, and the last one, sodium acetate. Okay. All right. So this one we go forward. You have a formula, write the name. Now you have the name, write the formula. This one a little bit more difficult. All right. I'll do the first one for you. All right. Sodium nitrate. So this is sodium. All right. And nitrate is nitrate. Now you have to balance out the charge. All right. Remember put the subscript, right? Now look at the charge. Sodium group 1 plus 1. Nitrate is minus 1. That's why you have to know the charge of those polyatomic ion. All right. So plus 1 minus 1 balanced out already, so we're good. Okay. All right. Pause right here. Try do on your own first, and then check with me. Magnesium sulfate. So magnesium Mg, sulfate SO4 2 minus. Remember that? Magnesium group 2 plus 2. They're 1-to-1 ratio already. You cross over, you get Mg2, SO4 2. It's 2 and 2. It's 1-to-1. So just leave it like that. Balance out the charge. Now next one, lithium carbonate. So lithium carbonate look like that. Lithium group 1 plus 1, carbonate minus 2. Cross it over and say Li2. Here we go. Sodium phosphate. So we got sodium group 1 plus 1. Phosphate, if you remember, the one that has highest charge. So plus 1 minus 3 crossover. So Na3PO4. All right. Next one, aluminum hydroxide. Okay. So aluminum group 3 plus 3. Hydroxide, if you look back, so like sodium hydroxide, just minus 1. So plus 3 minus 1. So you should get AlOH3 like that. Okay. Don't write like this. This is. Can you see why this is wrong? Do you know why? I've seen a lot of students write this. If you don't have the bracket, the parenthesis, which this it means this 3 right here, you triple number of hydrogen. That's it, not oxygen. But hydroxides come together. They stay together. It's a polyatomic ion. They stay together. When you want to triple them, you have to put parentheses. So you triple hydrogen and oxygen together. Without a parenthesis, it means just there are 3 hydrogen in this molecule. That's it. One oxygen, which is not true. Okay, don't forget parentheses. Calcium phosphate. So calcium Ca, phosphate PO4, 3 minus. So calcium group 2 plus 2. Cross over, so Ca3PO2. Don't forget parentheses. Next one, ammonium nitrate. So ammonium NH4 plus, nitrate NO3 minus. It's plus and minus cancel out, so we're good. Potassium sulfate. Right? Potassium is K. Sulfate SO4 2 minus. The charge of potassium group 1 plus 1. Cross it over, K2 SO4. Okay. All right, next one, potassium cyanide. All right, potassium is K, cyanide Cn minus, potassium group 1 plus 1, and cyanide minus 1. It's balanced out, just leave it as it is. Barium is, so Ba, and carbonate CO3 2 minus. All right, barium group 2. So if you look at the bottom of group 2, plus 2, so carbonate minus 2, just leave it like that, cancel out. Next one, boron hydroxide. All right, so boron is group 3, so plus 3. Hydroxide, the whole thing, not just a hydrogen, but the whole thing minus 1. Cross it over. So BOH3. Don't forget parentheses. Ammonium hydroxide. All right, so ammonium group 3. No, this is aluminum. I thought about aluminum. No, ammonium, so NH4 plus. Hydroxide is minus, OH minus. Just balanced out already, so leave it like that. All right. Next one, ammonium acetate. So NH4 plus, that's ammonium acetate C2H3O2 minus. So plus and minus, leave it like that. We good. Last one, magnesium acetate. So magnesium Mg2 plus. All right. So that's group 2. Acetate minus 1. So cross it over. Yep. Don't forget parentheses. All right. I hope this helped a little. So all of it you go through a few times and just keep using it very often. Look at the textbook. There are a lot of questions like this. Write a name or write a formula. Okay, and it will help you so much. Try that. All right. All right. Let's go to the next.